Hi, welcome to grokonline.com. I'm Falinda Jagana. This session is about the ITIL service lifecycle. We would start with how ITIL been, who created this ITIL framework and where it is currently now and what all the versions which are available in the market now. It was initially initiated by the UK government. There is an organization called as an CCTA, which represents the Central Computer and Telecommunication Agency. That's an organization which has begun the ITIL framework. And now it is now been referred or called as an OGC, Office of Government Commerce. And later it eventually has been moved. This responsibility is given to Axilos Limited since 2013 July. It was developed in 1989, and there was in a couple of versions which has been released. The major two versions which were so popular across all over the globe was V2 and V3 version. The currently V3 have a V3 version. It was first introduced in the 2007 and later it was been revised in 2011. But still, even after revised at 2011, it is still referred as in a version 3. These are the popular versions. The V1 was focused on the system management and the business support focus, and V2 was focused on the process management for IT services, and it was more often a business alignment. Whereas in a V3 focused on the service lifecycle management and the business integration focus. Now in this coming up slides, we are going to talk more about the life cycles available for in an ITIL and current version that's in a V3. Service capability. These are different streams. One, you could either go at the service lifecycle. Once you are done with a certification of ITIL Foundation, then you have the different two streams. One way you could either appear for 5 exams to finish up the intermediate level, 5 exams, one each of a life cycle phase, or there could be 4 exams of a service capability. So service capabilities are these are the 4 exams that you would be appearing. These are the 4 topics. So service offerings and agreements. In short, it would be referred as an SOA, and release and control and validation, that's RCV, operational support and analysis, OSA, planning, production and optimization, PPO. These are the 4 different topics where you would have exam, intermediate level exam for each level process or capability test. If it comes to phases, there are 5 phases, starting with a service strategy, service design, service transition, service operations, and the continuous service improvement. If I just put those all in a nested diagram, this is how it's going to look like. Service strategy comes at the center of the complete diagram. Service design, service transition, service operations goes around. It links with each other, coordinate with each other process, but still the service strategy is where it all begins from. Continuous improvement plan, that would be the part of everything. So if you look at this diagram, the blue color which has been highlighted for a continual service improvement, where it been the part for everything. Service strategy would also be falls in the continuous service improvement, service design, service transition, service operations as well. So the improvement would happen in every phase, and that falls across. That's the reason continual service improvement has been made for everything, has been included everything in that. Service strategy, it's all about what you have and what you're going to do with. If you have $1 million with you, you're not just going to spend 1 million mark just like that. There would be a strategic thought process has to go, so the best return for an investment could happen. So the primary goal for the service strategy would to help the organization think and act in a strategic manager, and provide you the guidelines to show how to transfer the service management in the strategic assets. The values what it would provide is it would be first customer focused and understand the business need, okay, and it alignment to the business. So, and it would be a goal achievement. So you probably have in a $1 million, then you would not really think to invest without a thought process, but you would consider a factors that where you have to really invest, where exactly it's going to more add value to your customers, existing customers, or it could be in a future customers. And it gives you a better understanding about the opportunities, what it is there in the market, and taking the advantage of them. Service design is all about designing according to a customer need, so that the service can be user friendly and it's been very appreciated by a customer. So that's always you does according, keeping in the mind that what is the customer need and what exactly and how relevant you make to a customer need. The primary goal for the service design to design and change the service for introduction into a live environment, and design effective process for the design transition operations and improve the high quality of an IT services. The value what it gives or what you get from a service design is, first, it reduces the TCO, that's the total cost of ownership. It improves the quality of service, easy implementation of the new and changed service, improve service alignment, more effective service management and the service and the IT processes. The effective design, the more effective design you make, the less cost it going to happen at the service operation level. If the design of your particular process is not good, then eventually you end up spending a lot of money at the operations level. So it really very critical and very important to ensure that service design, good time is being given for a service design, and proper and the ideal design is being developed according to it, which meets the customer need and very relevant to a customer need. Service transition is related to delivering the service required by the business into an operational. So once it is being developed, it has to be the knowledge transfer has to given to an operational team, so that operational team can take it forward and ensure that they fix if there is any issues, and always provide and make use of a service and ensure that the best support is provided by an operations to the business team. The primary goal would be plan and manage the service changes and deploy the service releases into live production environment successfully. Values what you get from this phase would be improve the ability to handle the high volume of the changes and releases. So there could be a lot of releases which has to go into the productions, but there could be in a very high volume, but you ensure you identify the risk and you identify the priority, and you ensure that based on of the priority things goes into the production according to the plan. So there would be a lot of thought process would go. So that's a value which you get. If you don't have the proper plan and you have a very high volume of changes which has to go into the production, then you would be lost. The prioritizing and responding to the business and customer changes proposals. So it's always you make the priority according to the customer need and you plan according to that. Implementing the changes that meets the customer agreed service requirements with optimized cost, and better forecasting and planning of changed. So these are the different values you get out of this this particular service transition. Service of operations is all about achieving the delivery of agreed levels of services to the customer and the end user. So when we say agreed level, there is some process called as a service level agreement, which is handled by a service level management, where you would agree that one specific, often a specific ticket, often one specific priority, high level, medium level, low level, you would agree on a certain that you would be able to solve these issues by this time frame. So that's agreed level it's talking about. So it's again changes, though you use the same service, you provide the same service to the different customers. So agreement levels would be different for each customer to customer. So one customer probably would not really require things to be solved in first 1 hour, or probably there would be a one customer who would be required something has to be solved in the next 10 minutes if there is a high level of a high priority issue comes up. So there would be always requirement for each customer would change, and you would make according to the customer needs. You would design and you would charge according to that. Service operations is all about that. So primary goal is to coordinate and carry out the activities and process required to deliver and manage the services, and agreed level to the business users and the customers, and responsible for ongoing management of technology that is used to deliver and support the services. Values, what you get from service operations is operation of the service is where these plans and design and optimizations are executed and measured. So this is where the actual the customer is going to view where actual value is realized by the customer at this particular phase. So at the strategy, at the design, at the transition, it is all that on the paper, but customer is not really not going to experience any services till it comes into service operations. Continuous service improvement. In short, it is referred as a CSI. The primary goal would be continuously align and realign the IT services to change the business need, to identifying and implementing the improvements to IT services that supports the business process. So there would be always, irrespective of any phase, any processing of any other phases, there would be always check and see how better, is there any scope to improve that particular service, and they would always actions would be performed. One of the popular method to improve any process or of any service would be plan, do, check, act. That's an denim cycle which would be used, which we have discussed in the previous videos. Values, what you get a value from CSI would be first improvements of the service, and you would benefits. Well, that's benefit, what you're going to benefit by improving the service, and return of investment and return on value on investments. So that would be really clear once you implement this process, and this is something would be continuously you would think, and you would ensure that the team continuously think about making better and better year on year. Thanks for watching this video. Looking forward to see you in the next video.